morning. Come razor clamming with us bright and early on this beautiful beach day. It is razor clamming season in the Pacific Northwest, and if you're from the PNW, I'm sure you've heard of razor clamming. And if you love seafood, you have to try these. When they're cooked fresh and prepared correctly, the flavor is sweet and the texture is meaty, firm, and juicy. Everyone has their favorite recipes, and in this video, come along razor clamming and we'll show you what to look for to find the clams, and at the end, a quick tip on how to clean them. Are you surprised to see cars driving on the beach? Fun fact, the beach here is considered a state highway and the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. Being that we are in the Pacific Northwest and very chilly and windy, it is the best way to enjoy the beach, even when it would otherwise be too windy or cold for a beach walk. The main beach here allows cars, and there are other beaches and ocean shores where cars are not allowed. See our Ocean Shores Beaches series, I'll link above, and check out some of the beaches here where the sand is nice and soft for beach walking and no worries of cars driving around you. All you need is one of these, one of those clam guns. You can use a shovel, but the clam guns make it a whole lot easier. I'll show you how. The Pacific razor clam is one of the most sought after shellfish in the state of Washington, with ocean shores and Pacific beaches just 2.5 hours, that is, with no traffic, from Seattle. It's a great escape from the city to enjoy the outdoors and take a breather from the stress of the city life. It is not unusual to see as many as 1,000 people per mile during a nice spring weekend day. All you need is a clam shovel or a clam gun and a container to put your clams in. We like to use these nets so you can rinse the clams and don't come home with so much sand. Most importantly, you need your clam license, and you can purchase everything you need at Ace Hardware in Ocean Shores. So, how do we find the clams? First, look for a clam show. I learned that term from the Washington Fish and Wildlife, and I'll link the whole article below. What is the clam show, you ask? I didn't know either. So, straight from the Fish and Wildlife, that's where a clam has withdrawn its neck or started to dig, leaving a hole or dimple in the sand. When you see the little dimples, start digging or press your clam gun deep into the sand, and when you pull it out, it sucks up all the sand, and there's your clam. There are 3 different types of clam shows to look for: a dimple, a donut, or a keyhole as shown. Make sure you check out the regulations and current razor clam season information for the latest clam digging requirements. I would also recommend some waterproof boots and, better yet, waders, because the tide comes in really quick. And a side note, never turn your back on the ocean. I learned this the hard way, and my boots were filled with freezing cold water. It was not fun. So learn from my mistakes, and if you're planning on coming out clamming a bunch, I would invest in some waders to keep warm and dry. If you're liking this video, make sure to like and definitely subscribe if you're interested in coastal living content. We are local realtors who moved from Seattle to the coast 2 years ago and love to share coastal living content as well as all things local to Ocean Shores. Just a side note, these guys make it look really easy to push these clam guns into the sand, but it takes a lot of effort. And with all the walking you'll be doing and digging, you're gonna get a great workout and get all of your steps in. You never know what you're gonna find. We've even found Dungeness crab that buried itself in the sand when the tide went out too quickly. It was a successful day clamming with my father-in-law and his friend. They drove out for a day trip and do this frequently just to go clamming. After clamming, they went straight to the bay to go crabbing for Dungeness crab. This is Pacific Northwest living at its finest, if you ask me. Fresh seafood galore. We're feeling ambitious, and the next day we hit up Cliffs Beach, which is just a 20-minute drive north of Ocean Shores up by Seabrook. We love living so close to Seabrook with the many shops and restaurants and events here. Drive up a little further up north and we're at the gateway of the Olympic Mountains, hiking trails, and some of the most beautiful beaches in Washington, Ruby Beach and Kalaloch Beach, just to name a few. We didn't have as much luck at Cliffs, but it was a gorgeous view, and our session ended pretty quickly after my rookie mistake of turning my back on the ocean and my boots being completely filled with water. Luckily, I'm just 20 minutes from home. How cute are these little birds? I read that they're called shorebirds and they migrate north every spring. Some of them travel from as far south as Argentina and they're headed for the Arctics. Thanks for staying till the end. Now here is a quick tip on beginning the cleaning process. You want to clean them as soon as you get home, and this quick tip helps get the sand out. Take boiling water and give them a very quick bath/rinse. You don't want to keep them in boiling water long at all or they will overcook, but with a quick bath, the clams will open so you can rinse them thoroughly to remove the sand. My husband is a razor clam chef in our family, so in another video, I'll have to show you guys the process on how he cleans them and maybe some of his favorite recipes. Have you ever been razor clamming before? What's your favorite way to cook them? Please share them in the comments. Thanks for watching.